What's up, everybody? This is Shades Gaming again, coming with you with another video. And this is not a music reaction. This is something that I wanted to touch on just because it seems to be like a catalyst, or at least a really hot point in America right now. It's gun control, and I have a video of a reporter out of Doha, which is, if you don't know where Doha is, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, so if I'm not, I apologize. But Doha is in Qatar, which is on the Persian Gulf. So it's a reporter from Doha in Qatar that is talking about gun control in America, and she's going to talk to a professor from the University of Birmingham, I think, which is Birmingham, Alabama, about gun control. So I want to do a little bit of this because I grew up with guns. They're a part of our livelihood where I grew up. We used them to hunt and put food on the table. So the fact that people want to like stop people from having guns, I don't agree with. And whether you agree with me or not, that's fine. If you disagree, that's fine. There's, I have no problem with that. People have their opinions. So I mean, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. You can give me a thumbs down. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, or at least leave a comment. I believe that gun control should be, there should be some form of gun control. It should not be easy to get guns because, if you're mentally unstable or if you're a violent offender, or you're one of these scumbags who likes to beat their wife or beat their spouse, and then all of a sudden you get mad enough where you just want to go get a gun, and you have this backlog of violent history, you should not be able to get a gun. And I know a lot of these mass shootings that have been going on, that some of them, they're able to get guns because they don't have this violent history. But some of them do, and some of them, they get the guns illegally. And no amount of gun control is going to stop that. So if you take away all the guns if you decide that as a country you want to take the guns away from everybody, and you pass a law that says no American actually carry a gun, the criminals are still going to be able to get guns. They don't care about the law. That's why they're criminals. So the only people you'd be taking the guns away from are actually law-abiding citizens. And that's how I feel. I don't think that taking the guns away from all Americans is the answer, because criminals are going to get them. They're going to get guns anyway, and they're going to do what they want with them. Now anyway, I'm going to get into the video right now, and anyway, let's get into the video, and I'll stop it throughout and give my opinion, because that's all I can do is give my opinion. None of what I say, you have to take it as fact, and you don't have to take it as your own opinion, because it's my opinion, and you should have your own opinion. So let's go and play it. Let's see how it goes.
Well, there have been 13 mass shootings in the US in this week alone. The shooting in Ohio was the 251st attack this year, according to a US-based group that monitors gun violence, which defines a mass shooting as an incident where 4 or more people are shot or killed. 270 people have been killed in such attacks this year. Despite those figures, this year, 2019, is on track to have fewer attacks than last year. Last year, 368 people were killed in gun violence. All right, well, let's talk to Scott Lucas now. He's Professor of American Studies at the University of Birmingham. He's joining us.
Okay, and this is the professor she's going to talk to about why Americans are so resistant to gun law changes. And I will leave a link to this video in my description below, of course, so you can go check out the video and check out the channel if you want to. There's other ones. There's other videos from this reporter and this station. I believe it's a station in Doha, but this is the professor she's going to talk to. And, well, some of what he says I strongly disagree with. So let's get into it and see what he says.
Via Skype from England. Thanks very much, Scott. These extraordinarily grim statistics in the United States. On a daily basis, we're being regaled with these awful atrocities. Why are Americans apparently so resistant to gun law changes or restrictions on the owner?
Okay, no matter how you take this video, I want you to understand these mass shootings and anybody getting killed, I believe is so wrong. I don't want you to think that I advocate anything to do with gun violence. I do not. It's not okay to kill with any kind of weapon. A knife, a crossbow, a bat, a club, your bare hands. It's not alright to kill somebody, and I do not advocate gun violence whatsoever. Alright? I don't believe that you should attack somebody else, period. But I don't believe there should be a ban on guns. Alright? So let's go ahead and listen to the professor from Birmingham here.
Ownership of guns.
Well, first of all, unfortunately, these aren't extraordinarily grim statistics. The United States has had this surge in gun-related mass killings for decades, but it is getting worse and worse, as you noted. But the second correction, I think, is the important one here, and that is a lot of Americans are not ignorant of this. They are not resistant to this. They want something to be done. We saw in mass marches after the mass killing at the high school in Parkland, Florida last year, the March for Our Lives, that there are demands for actions to be taken to restrict gun ownership, to have a decent system of regulation in place. We have seen further marches, and I suspect we will, especially as we're going into, let's be honest, the 2020 election season. In other words, while some Americans make...
And I agree totally. There should be gun laws. There should be a way to weed out the people that have the violent history or that might be mentally unstable. I know there's no 100% guarantee that you're going to stop everybody that's going to use a gun for violence. But there's no guarantee of how to stop a person going out and drinking and driving or drinking at a bar and taking off in their car. Which, when they do that, it becomes just as deadly as any gun. So, no, there's no 100% way. And these marches, I understand that people are upset, and I get it, but these marches, half the people, I've watched a lot of videos on some of them, and half the people don't really understand what kind of guns are being used and what kind of guns they want to ban, and they don't have a lot of history with guns themselves. I live in Southern California, big state on gun laws. They don't like guns here at all. This whole state is very, very liberal. But a lot of these people didn't grow up with guns. They don't know anything about guns. They just know that guns kill, which isn't really true. People kill. But there was a study done by the CDC that shows there's more deaths in the United States from knives than guns. And you can look it up. You can check the CDC. They did a study on it, and more knives kill people in America every year than guns. But I don't advocate these mass shootings. These are horrible, terrible things, and I'm so sorry for the people that have to go through them and the families that are left with, that are broken from what these sick, deranged, demented, just shitty people do. All right, so let's keep going here.
Cling on to their guns. There are a lot more who are saying it's too long, far too long, that citizens have been treated as collateral damage for the National Rifle Association and the politicians who receive money from them. Let's see if that begins to finally have an effect and reduce the 100.
Okay, I don't ever see the National Rifle Association saying, hey, buy guns, go out, shoot people. That is not something I've ever seen. I've never seen a politician say that. I don't understand this NRA hatred because they support guns. They don't advocate people going out and killing other people. If you want somebody to blame the damn people who shoot other people. Stop blaming people that don't do it. Blame the people that do it. That's the problem. I think that's a huge problem. we blame the wrong people. The NRA doesn't kill people. The NRA doesn't advocate killing people. People that go out and kill people should be blamed, and they should be punished according to what they've done. So, anyhow, let's just keep listening to the professor here. There's a lot of things I don't agree with, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You can leave me a comment. Let me know how you think, and we can discuss it or whatever you want to do.
But it's thousands of incidents that we were seeing.
And referring in particular to the El Paso incident where a 21-year-old white man has been arrested, is suspected of this being motivated by hate. Bernie Sanders has talked about a growing culture of bigotry and says that all Americans should be rejecting this. Would you agree with him?
Oh, absolutely. But I think we need to go farther, and I think we need to be very honest about this. And that is that the suspect, Patrick Crusius, in the El Paso shooting, used rhetoric, a 4-page manifesto, which said that he was carrying out this act because of the invasion of America by immigrants. He said, in words that echo those of Donald Trump used recently, that those immigrants should go back to their countries. I think we need to be honest and say that the man in the White House and other politicians, when they carry out anti-migrant language, when they use language which can appear to target those who are of a different color, a different religion, they don't put the guns in the shooter's hands, but they provide the excuses for those guns to be used. So it's not enough just to simply condemn bigot.
See, here it is again, blaming somebody else. Okay, yeah, I understand Donald Trump he gets, his filter doesn't work in his head, and he says some really stupid things. I don't know if he's racist. I don't know if he hates people of color. I don't know the man. Don't know him. I just know that what he says sometimes is stupid. He tweets stupid things. He says stupid things. And he says it in a way that almost feels like he wants to sound like he hates somebody. But this is the same thing as getting onto like the rapping community, these rappers and that sing about violence and blaming them for kids going out and getting guns and shooting people. It's not the rapper's fault. They're just talking about it. They're making a song. This is, or blaming movies or violent video games. These are not the video game's fault. These are the fault of the person that goes out and commits the act. They shouldn't. People know what's right and wrong. Some people I know mentally may not know what's right and wrong if they have a mental illness or something wrong that keeps them from being able to tell right from wrong. But this is stuff that you don't blame. You don't blame rappers. You don't blame rock music. You don't blame violent video games for violence in the real world. You don't blame politicians or just because they say stupid things. And I agree. The president does say stupid things sometimes. But you don't blame them for people going out. Some angry white kid that, of course, he's going to write down that he hates these people and that's why he's going out to shoot people. He's not going to go out and shoot people he likes. So, I mean, it just seems weird to blame other things. Anyway, here we go.
There needs to be responsible action by all politicians, and if they're not responsible,
right,
they need to be helped. They need to be called out as accomplices.
Now, there has been a debate within the past week or so as to whether or not Donald Trump is himself racist.
So what this man is saying is, if I say, hey, I don't think there should be any Canadians allowed in America. All Canadians, they're making America worse. They should be stopped. And some kid goes out and shoots some Canadians. I should be held as an accomplice? I mean, really, that is ridiculous to me. They're not accomplices. We have the right to say what we want in this country, no matter if it's stupid or not. You have the right to say it. That doesn't mean you're an accomplice to mass murder because some other idiot went out and said, fuck it, I'm going to go shoot some people. I'm sorry for my language. Didn't mean for that to slip out. But that's a ridiculous statement. This guy, I don't know what he's a professor of. because it does not show what he's a professor of. But I strongly disagree. I don't think he's. I don't think that's right. That was a ridiculous statement to me. Anyhow, let's go.
I would argue that perhaps he is, given the language that he uses. And what I would like to know from you is whether the vast majority of the United States Americans are racist as well.
Okay, racist towards who?
And for decades in my area,
Is it just we're largely racist towards who? Towards Mexicans? Towards Canadians? Germans? Black people? I don't know. Who are we supposed to be racist against now? I don't know how this slipped from gun control to racism. But I don't think any of these guys, there have been a couple of pinpointed certain races or stuff, but I don't think most of these is just, they're shooting whoever they can shoot. So I don't know if we slipped into racism, but, yeah, whatever. Let's go. Let's keep going. We're almost done with this.
Country, as you probably know, we've had issues with race. We've had issues with discrimination. And those issues are across America, and they continue today. We never achieved civil rights fully. We always have to march towards it. But what is different now is that while there may be a lot of questions that are always below the surface regarding race, the President of the United States has brought them out into the open. And when he tells American congresswomen, go back to your country when they were born in America, when he calls migrants animals, when he says that African American communities are rat infested, that is a divisive.
Stupid shit.
That's what we face. This is the most critical time in American politics since 1945, and these mass killings are only part of the challenge that we face, including against a man named Donald Trump.
Scott Lucas, thank you very much indeed for talking to us live from Birmingham in England.
Okay, that's the video. It ends right after that. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't believe a ban on guns in America is ever going to be the answer. I don't think that's ever going to stop somebody. If they want to get a gun, they're going to get a gun. And you can delude yourself into thinking that your ban on guns is going to stop it, but that's all it is a delusion. You're never going to stop people that actually want to get a gun and kill and hurt other people. They're going to do it. So I mean, is there an answer? I don't know. I don't know if there's an answer to these mass shootings. It seems to be a fad now. It seems to be the thing to do, and it seems to be the thing to do for young white guys. Ever since Columbine, these things have gotten big, and the media makes sure we hear about all of them. Which I'm not trying to downgrade any of them, but we're blasted with these things constantly, over and over, and for weeks on end. These, to make sure that they just keep pounding home, all these mass shootings, and they spit out all this stuff about gun control. A lot of people don't seem to get facts. They just kind of spit out whatever they think is right. They don't mention anything else, some stuff that they should mention, but I don't know. Leave me your opinion on what you think about gun control, what you think we might be able to do. If you disagree with me, it's fine. Like I said, I don't mind people disagreeing with me. That's why this country is as great as it is, even with its problems, is because you have that right to disagree. You don't have to follow everybody or follow somebody just because they say something. If you don't agree with it. So anyway, again, I'm Shades Gaming. I appreciate it if you watch the whole video. If you can leave me a thumbs up, or if you're new to the channel, go and subscribe. I do music reactions. You can take a look at those. This is my first video like this, and we might keep doing this maybe on a daily basis or a couple days a week where we talk about something like this. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this or not, or if nobody wants to see it, maybe we don't make them. All right. Anyway, like I say every time when I end my videos, don't ever let anybody take anything from you. And we're going to end the video right now, and I hope to see you again.